Welcome to SS2 Economics, Term 1, Week 5. Today we study two powerful economic concepts, the multiplier and the accelerator. These two concepts help explain why a small initial change in spending can cause a much larger change in national income, the multiplier effect, and why investment rises or falls more sharply than output, the accelerator principle. Together, the multiplier and accelerator explain the amplification of economic fluctuations, why booms and recessions can be more intense than the initial trigger would suggest. These concepts are essential for understanding fiscal policy and economic stabilization. The Keynesian multiplier measures how much national income changes for each naira change in autonomous expenditure, such as government spending or investment. The formula is multiplier K equals 1 divided by 1 minus MPC, which is the same as 1 divided by MPS. If MPC equals 0.8, MPS equals 0.2, and the multiplier K equals 1 divided by 0.2, which equals 5. This means that if the government injects 100 billion naira into the economy, national income will ultimately rise by 500 billion naira. Why? Because the initial spending of 100 billion becomes income for the recipients, who spend 80%, 80 billion, on goods and services. This 80 billion becomes income for others, who spend 80% of it, 64 billion. And so on, each round of spending is 80% of the previous round, forming an infinite geometric series, 100 plus 80 plus 64 plus 51.2 plus. The total sum of this series is 100 divided by 1 minus 0.8 equals 100 divided by 0.2 equals 500 billion. The multiplier also works in reverse. A decrease in investment of 100 billion will reduce national income by 500 billion if the MPC is 0.8. Two important extensions of the multiplier. First, the balanced budget multiplier. If the government increases spending by 100 billion naira and simultaneously raises taxes by 100 billion naira, a balanced budget, what happens to national income? The government spending of 100 billion raises income by 100 times the multiplier. But the tax increase of 100 billion reduces disposable income by 100 billion, reducing consumption by MPC times 100 billion, which is 80 billion if MPC is 0.8, which reduces national income by 80 billion times the multiplier. The net effect, the spending increase raises income by 100k naira, and the tax increase reduces income by MPC times 100k naira. The net change equals 100k minus MPC times 100k, which equals k times 100 times 1 minus MPC equals k times 100 times MPS. Since k equals 1 divided by MPS, this simplifies to 100 naira exactly. The balanced budget multiplier equals 1. Equal increases in government spending and taxation increase national income by the same amount as the spending increase alone, which is a surprising and important result. Second, the open economy multiplier. When imports are possible, some of each round of spending leaks out of the economy on imported goods. The open economy multiplier equals 1 divided by MPS plus MPM, where MPM is the marginal propensity to import. If MPS is 0.2 and MPM is 0.15, the multiplier equals 1 divided by 0.35, approximately 2.86. The open economy multiplier is smaller than the closed economy multiplier because of import leakages. The accelerator principle states that investment is determined not by the level of income but by the rate of change of income. When income is growing, firms need to expand their capital stock to meet rising demand, so investment rises. When income growth slows, even if income is still high, firms no longer need to expand capacity, so investment falls sharply. The accelerator formula is I equals V times Y minus Y subscript minus 1, where V is the capital output ratio, the amount of capital needed to produce 1 unit of output, Y is current income, and Y subscript minus 1 is income in the previous period. Y minus Y subscript minus 1 is the change in income. Example, if V equals 3 and income rises from 1,000 billion to 1,200 billion naira, net investment equals 3 times 200 billion equals 600 billion naira. If income then grows more slowly, rising from 1,200 billion to 1,300 billion, net investment falls to 3 times 100 billion equals 300 billion, half of the previous period's investment, even though income is still growing. If income remains constant at 1,300 billion with zero growth, net investment falls to zero. And if income falls, in a recession, net investment becomes negative, the capital stock shrinks. This extreme sensitivity of investment to income growth explains why investment is the most volatile component of aggregate demand. The multiplier and accelerator interact to create cycles of boom and recession. When investment rises, perhaps triggered by a new technology or government infrastructure spending, the multiplier expands national income by a multiple of the initial injection. The rising income then triggers the accelerator. Firms need more capital to serve the higher demand, so investment rises further. This further rise in investment triggers more multiplier rounds of income expansion, leading to a boom. But when income growth slows down, as all booms eventually do, the accelerator causes investment to fall sharply. The falling investment reduces income through the multiplier, which further reduces investment through the accelerator, leading to a recession. This multiplier-accelerator interaction, first modeled by economists Samuelson and Hicks, explains the natural tendency of capitalist economies to experience business cycles even without external shocks. In Nigeria, this interaction can be seen in the way oil export revenue booms, an injection, triggered construction and service sector growth, multiplier effect, while oil price crashes triggered sharp investment collapses, accelerator, amplified by multiplier effects on income. To summarize, the multiplier K equals 1 divided by 1 minus MPC equals 1 divided by MPS. It shows how much national income changes per unit change in autonomous spending. The open economy multiplier is smaller, K equals 1 divided by MPS plus MPM. The balanced budget multiplier equals 1. The accelerator principle states that investment depends on the change in income, not the level. Investment equals V times change in Y, where V is the capital output ratio. When income grows fast, investment surges. When income growth slows, investment falls sharply. When income stops growing, net investment is zero. The multiplier-accelerator interaction amplifies business cycles. For WAEC, calculate the multiplier given MPC, calculate the change in national income from a change in injection, explain the accelerator with a numerical example, explain how multiplier and accelerator interact to cause cycles.